Hello, in this video I'm going to do a circuit analysis. So this is a circuit that I saw in a question elsewhere. I've just copied out the circuit on its own just so we can look at it in more detail. So I'm going to go through here working out resistances in each part of the circuit. I'll do that first. Then next step will be dividing up the EMF in proportion to those resistances. So we've got the potential difference across each resistor in the circuit, and then once we've done all of that, then the current will just fall into place in each part of the circuit. So we'll go through it in that order. So let's start with resistance then. I'm going to start with the right hand branch here. We've got this parallel pair of 12 ohm and 6 ohm resistors. Now, as I said in the previous video, if you've got these simple ratios, here we've got a ratio of 2 to 1 in the resistance across these branches. So if you've got a 2 to 1 ratio, we're just going to get 2/3 the resistance of the lower resistor. That's going to be our total resistance. That's 4 ohms. So this just saves us having to go every single time to the parallel resistor formula in order to calculate that out. So if you're not familiar with that, then go back to my previous video where I went through that in more detail. So we've got 4 ohms there. We then got 2 ohms for this lower resistor. So we're going to have 6 ohms in total along that branch. That's in parallel to the 1.2 ohm resistor over here. So we've now got a ratio of 5 to 1, which means the total resistance is going to be 5/6 of the lower resistance resistor. So that means we're going to have 1 ohm in total for that whole setup of 4 resistors here in parallel. So now we've got quite a simple reduced circuit here in order to do our initial division of the EMF, because we've got 1 ohm, 1 ohm, half an ohm. So we've got a ratio of 1 to 2 to 2 as we go round this circuit. So we want to divide our 18 volts by 5, which gives us 3.6. So we're going to have double that here for 7.2 volts. That's going to be across that resistor. We're going to have 7.2 volts going across this parallel setup here. And then we're going to have the other 3.6 volts across this resistor. So if we were then going to divide up, we've got this 7.2 going across this parallel setup of 4 resistors. Well, we know 7.2 is the potential difference of the 1.2 ohm resistor, but we need to split that into a ratio of 2 to 1 going across this parallel pair, because that's got 4 ohms. So that's going to take 2/3 of this 7.2 volts. So what's that? 4.8 volts going across that branch there, and then we'll have 2.4 volts going across the 2 ohm resistor at the bottom. So that's done all of our potential differences. Let's go over to blue for some current then. So our total current in all of this, going in and out of our cell, is going to be 18 divided by 2.5. So which is coming out. So we've got 7.2 amps, which is running in and out of the cell. Of course, we could have done that by doing this 7.2 potential difference over the 1 ohm resistor and say, well, 7.2 divided by 1 is 7.2. So different ways of getting our maximum current. Now we just need to split this up into the parallel branches. So we've got this ratio of 5 to 1 going through this first junction here. So we're going to get 5 times the current going through the 1.2 ohm resistor. So we're going to have 6 amps going through there, and we're going to have 1.2 amps going through the other branch. Now we've got another split going on here where we're going to have twice as much current going through the 6 ohm resistor as we do the 12 ohm resistor. So we're going to have 0.8 amps going through the 6 ohm and 0.4 amps going through the 12 ohm resistor. And there you go. We've pretty much covered, we covered everything there. We've got the current going through every resistor. We've got the potential difference across every resistor. Everything's just worked out quite nicely. So that's the sort of steps you want to go through. If they've given you resistance and voltage, then just go through it that way. I'll go through other questions where they would have started with a different set of numbers in order to kick your analysis off. But in that case, that was sort of a logical way to go about it. But yeah, I'll have plenty more of these in other videos.